Hey there, how is it going? Welcome or welcome back to another episode on this YouTube channel. In this video, we're gonna go over what to do to attract high quality leads using Facebook ads. This video was inspired by a question which I got recently from a business owner. I think it was about 7 to 10 days ago, and she was literally telling me that she had seen a drop in performance on her Facebook ads. Like she was still getting a lot of leads, but most of them were just low quality lead, tire kicker, and that had usually affected her back-end conversion in terms of your her sales, her call selling, and her high ticket sales. And she was like, I don't think Facebook ad is working for my business anymore. They need to switch platform and go on YouTube and all the stuff. And so in this video, I want to go over four things that we've been implemented for our clients in the past few months that have allowed us to see like amazing results for all of our clients, literally across the board. And in the hope of helping you, maybe inspiring you or just giving you something that you might not have thought of up to now. Now, I am Joly. I'm the founder of Talk Consulting, an advertising agency that helps high ticket coaches and e-commerce brands scale their revenue by leveraging paid ads. So that's what we do all day, every day. Now, the first thing, and something which I want to even say before even going to the strategy or even the 4 tips, is that what I'm going to share with you is not based on the latest trick or a one night pony strategy. These things are really rooted in psychology and human behavior, and that's something which I'm a huge proponent of, because whenever you're implementing a strategy when it comes to paid ads, since whether the platform that are always changing, you want to make sure that the strategy that you're implementing is linked, it's rooted in something that's really bigger than just the technology, right? So we're not going to talk about changing the color of a button and all that stuff, because that's more of a tactic. It's really a long-term strategy, especially because again, with Facebook, Google, and all the stuff, things are always changing really fast. The algorithm, with iOS 14 and all the stuff, with interest being taken away, you want to be aware of that when it comes to designing your overall marketing strategy. The thing that we've implemented is just to make sure that we build romance in our ad copy. And by building romance, I mean that we actually design the ad copy for consumption before even thinking of conversion. And here's the thing: people are only going to convert if they consume first and they are compelled to take an action based on whatever they've consumed. And one of the biggest mistakes, or one of the biggest challenges I've seen business owners having, is that they have a really short ad copy where they have like a hook. That's not even that much company, but they have like a hook and they have directly call to action at the bottom, or they have like one liner saying, okay, go to my website to get this thing, but they don't even build the desire for whatever they're selling. And of course, they have a lot of clicks on their website, but none of those clicks end up converting or becoming client, and that's because there were no build up, there were no story, there were not anticipation being built, and you didn't even give your prospect enough information to qualify themselves in terms of whether or not they really want what you're selling or not. So what we do is we aim to having at least anywhere from 300 to 500 ad copy length, like that's the length, and the ad copy is really designed to have 4 main parts, which the first one is the hook, which we can have, like, there are different type of hooks that you can use to make sure that your ad copy is actually converting and it's actually at least grabbing the attention. Then you want to have like the main part, which is like just like the meat of your ad copy, where you either tell your story, you build social proof, you give them a reason why they need this right now, and then the last part is the call to action, where you actually send them to your website. So those 3 parts, having those 3 sections in your ad copy, is going to allow you to really hook them, let them see what you have to offer is in line with what their pain points are and how it can potentially solve those pain point, and finally give them call to action, which is to go on your website to check out what you have to offer. So by really making sure that you're building that romance before asking someone to marry you and making a proposal, is really going to allow you to have better quality leads on your website. And again, remember that when it comes to advertising, cost per click is actually a vanity metric. What really matters ultimately is your cost per acquisition, and I would rather have a couple of clicks, but all of those clicks are high quality clicks, than having a couple of 100 or even 1,000 of clicks if all of those just bounce off when they land on my page. So really keep that in mind when you're building your ad copy. So that's the first thing. The second thing that we've seen allow us to get better at better leads quality, is just to have an application process again. Most business owner or most advertiser out there they send traffic to a checkout page or to a booking page. What you want to have is send them maybe to an application page or even to a video page that really prime them and nurture them a bit about what you do, what your value are, and what your offer are, and how that's in line with what they need. So here you really want to let them qualify themselves by having a telling them what the course is about or what your offer is about and who is not for before they even get a chance to speak with someone on your team. And the more strict the qualification process is, the more steps they have to go through, the more likely they are going to be eager and excited to be on the call with you, than if it was just from a click to a calendar page. Remember that it's all about quality but not quantity of lead. So I'm sure you like that it's better to have like 3 calls on your calendar which are high quality calls that are ready and eager to invest, than having 8 or 9 calls but none of those show up, or they show up but they just want to talk. So that's basically why having those steps in place allow you to really filter out the target from the high interested leads. The third thing that we've done, that we've seen work again consistently across different industry, and when I say it's different industry, I mean like coaches, consultants, people that are selling high ticket stuff, what is retreat, mastermind, high ticket courses, or even coaching program. Those are the third thing that we've seen work when it comes to attracting those high quality of clients. It's just to make sure that they say that the ad itself, like the ad creative, looks native. Something that again here happens is that some advertisers, or sometimes we as marketer or business owner tend to have an ad creative that's completely aligned with what the message is or what the end offer is, right? And by doing so, of course, you might have the most attention grabbing creative, which is what most marketers go after. But ultimately, if that image grabs them, get them to click, but if that image is not in line with what you are selling, right? Ultimately, they're going to click yes, but they're going to bounce off. They're going to bounce back. So you want to make sure that there's a congruency, even though the attention, even if the image is attention grabbing and whatever the case might be, you want to make sure that it's, first of all, it's native, so that it doesn't look like an ad, and secondly, you want to make sure that it's congruent with what you're selling. One way of making it congruent to what you're saying, you might have, it might be a picture of you, and with maybe a screenshot of whatever you're saying in your ads. Let's say that you're, for instance, saying okay, how I made 5,000 or 50K last month using my Amazon business model, or whatever the case might be. You might have a screenshot, it might be an image of you, but a screenshot of one of your Amazon backend stripe, and screenshot on the backend to really showcase what you are selling on the ads. And so that's really important, making sure that there's a congruency between the image and the ad copy and the ultimate offer, and that those image looks really native. And the fourth thing that you want to make sure that you have a good testing framework in place, because most of the time business owners are like, oh, I've tried everything, but my ad are not converting, or my ad are just bringing low quality leads. But when we dive deeper into the account, we say, okay, well, how many headlines have you tested over the past few 60 days, 90 days? How many ad copy, how many creative have you tested? We see that it's really a lack in terms of quantity of tests that were performed, like quantity of split tests. And usually when it comes to ads, the more tests you perform in terms of different things, in terms of different parameters, the more likely you are to get amazing result. And when it comes to testing framework, you want always to start with the headline, the creative, the ad copy. And when it comes to testing the ad copy, you want to test first of all the lead-in or the hook of your ad copy before even changing the rest of the ad copy, right? So those are really, always start with the creative first, because the creative nowadays, like anywhere from 60 to 70% of your Facebook ad performance is really built up on the creative. And that's why we are shifting from a place where Facebook ads or social media ads in general were more like technical to become more like creative. So the first thing is really like the creative, your ad image or your video. The second thing that you want to test is your headline. And when it comes to testing your headline, you want to test different hooks. I've made a video where I go over different hooks that you can go through, like different hooks that you can test, and I've also given you a couple of examples. And by testing those 8, I think those are 8 different hooks that you can test, and not only to understand what to say, but how to say it. Because sometimes you have a value proposition that you're trying to convey through your ads, a value proposition or a big program promise that your program is delivering on. But if you are not positioning that ad if you're not positioning your headline in a way that really compels and get people to raise their eye points, want to learn more, nothing is going to happen. And by testing different headline angle or headline hooks, is going to allow you to see, okay, which out of those different angle is resonating the most with my audience. For instance, if I'm saying how I make 50K last month using my Amazon selling system, for instance, I might say that could be that might be one angle, right? That's the story, a personal story angle. Now I might also use the same. Often I could say something, a headline, something like, okay, the one leading expert when it comes to online selling is revealing a three-word strategy to make more money, using this strategy, for instance. This is more This come more as a news, as a breaking news than just a story-based headline. So you might also have, the controversial one. There are so many that you can use, and I have a video that's specifically designed to show you what to, different angle basically that you can use for your headlines. So there you have it, 4 things you can do right away to make sure that you're attracting with your Facebook ads more high quality leads and that have the financial mean to buy your offer, your services. Always also remember that ultimately, if you have a strong proof of concept, if your offer is if there's a good product market fit, there's no reason why Facebook ad won't work for you. If they haven't worked yet, or if they're not working as consistently as they used to do in the past, it's just because you are lacking either the skill set, or you're just lacking the right strategy, or even the mindset to make sure that your ads work consistently. And by implementing those 4 strategies, I'm pretty sure that you're going to see an increase in performance when it comes to running successfully your ads on your Facebook ad and Instagram ad. If this video was of any help, let me know in the comment section, and scale it from actually I would love to know from a scale from 1 to 10 how useful it was, with 10 being of course the best, this was amazing, I got a lot of value, and 1 being you know what, I knew most of these things, I didn't learn much. And let me know in the comment section how valuable this was for you. If you got value, make sure to give it a thumbs up, because it helps the YouTube to show it to more people just like you. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure to subscribe, because every other day there's going to be a video like this one, which is all about digital marketing, advertising, and all the good stuff when it comes to increasing your revenue and your impact with social media marketing. I hope you got value again. I wish you a lovely rest of the week wherever you are, and I'll see you on the next one.